Welcome back to Mystically Soul. My name is Lisa, and today we are doing a little bit different tarot and oracle reading. So we're not doing the North nodes this week. This week I decided to do Jupiter. So if you're not sure of your Jupiter placement, please refer to your astrological birth chart. And the reason why I wanted to do Jupiter this week, well, first of all, I like to switch things up. I don't know if you've noticed that about my channel. I'm trying to be a little bit consistent. Just like, 1 week I'll do sort of like tarot and oracle. And then the next week I'll do more kind of like thoughts and informational videos, because I like to switch things up. I have a lot of mutable energy in my chart. And since I've been on, a healing journey, a spiritual awakening, I've learned to embrace different aspects of myself. And just kind of be okay with it and sort of go with the flow, and rather than, trying to fit into whatever mold, society wants, or, whoever wants. So, yeah, so, there's no mold for me. I'm kind of like, go by the seat of my pants. Like, I feel kind of what I want to do, but I am trying to be a little bit consistent. And, every other week I'll do readings. And so here we are, we're on a reading week. I didn't start yesterday because, actually, it still hurts. My back, I think I was doing gardening on Sunday, and I did a lot of work. And then yesterday I'd had horrible allergies, which is probably because I did so much yard work. And then my back was kind of bothering me, but then I woke up this morning and I'm like, oh my God, it almost like hurts to breathe a little bit. So if you see me sort of making weird faces, it's because I have some back pain today, but that's getting older. Okay. I'm in my 40s. It's to be expected. Okay. So welcome to, the body ain't what it used to be kind of thing, but we're still here. We're going to make it do what it do. And like I said, we are going to be talking about Jupiter. Okay, so Jupiter is the planet of grace, of expansion, of abundance, of learning. Wherever Jupiter is in your chart, it's to be expected that that will be expanded. Right. So it's the ruler of prosperity and good fortune, luck, success, and generosity. It's where you'll find your spiritual blessings. And part of the reason why it's where you find your spiritual blessings, because wherever you have Jupiter in your chart, those are the tools that you came into this carnation with. Being able to handle adversity, and being able to kind of come back, once you get knocked down, right? So, if you feel like, you're not really sure in terms of career, you're not really sure in terms of, how to handle kind of like any life change or, issue that you have in your life, sometimes tapping into your Jupiter, or sort of meditating on the aspects that your Jupiter resides. So, for example, if your Jupiter is in Aries, Aries is the head, represents sort of leadership, represents, childlike. It's the baby of the zodiac. So maybe a little bit sort of playful and childlike. Aries can be impetuous, restless, maybe even aggressive, but, Aries is also the spiritual warrior. So, sort of meditating on these aspects of yourself. Do you need to kind of, modify how you are expressing these elements of yourself, so that, you know, you're not expressing sort of unhealed versions of your Jupiter placement. So, this kind of like helps you to see where in your personality, you know, is the growth, is the expansion, right? And also what you can contribute in the world. So your Jupiter also kind of gives you clues about, where you can go for like a career, how you can contribute to the world, right? So, oh, hi, I am Holy. Hey, what's up? I would wave, but I'm not really sure how to do that. So I'm just going to say hi verbally. Yeah, so let's get into it. We are going to start with Aries. I'm going to try to do all of the signs. But we'll see. I might have to stop the video. So we're going to start with Jupiter and Aries, okay? And I'm just going to move my incense. It's like right in my face. All right. So what do we want to start with? Which deck should I start with? Let me see. You know what? I'm going to start with my animal spirit, and then I will use the ancestral path. Okay. All right. So that's what we're doing. All right. So we are going to ask about Jupiter and Aries. So again, if your Jupiter is in Aries, that means that, the qualities that are expanded within you are being active, ambitious, assertive, free, competitive, courageous, individualistic, self-assured, and naive. Okay, so, all right. So we want a message for Jupiter and Aries. Okay. We got a few cards for Jupiter and Aries. All right. So we got the elephant. We got the frog. Okay. And we got the sea serpent. The sea serpent is more of a spiritual animal. Okay. So with the elephant, you guys know I like to read from the book. Let's see. I got my little decks over here, but I'm trying not to knock everything over. So in this deck, the elephant actually has fire energy, which is Aries, right? This is a fire. Oh, thank you. Aw, thanks, I am Holy. Welcome. Okay, so elephant is unstoppable, auspicious, and wise. The elephant is arguably the most auspicious figure in the deck. Like Ganesh, the elephant represents immense wisdom and good fortune. It is said that the great elephant is the destroyer of obstacles. So if this card appears and you feel stuck, rest assured the path will soon become clear. To add to the mystery, the elephant is also known to create obstacles in order to steer us in the right direction. Trust this gentle, noble creature as it illuminates the way with the light of self-knowledge. Okay, so Jupiter and Aries, your task here is to trust. Okay, to trust. Trust that your inner wisdom will guide you to where you need to be going. Okay, so let's move on to the frog. Jupiter and Aries. Jupiter and Aries. So the frog obviously is a water animal. represents clearing, cleansing, and healing. The frog and the water element are almost inseparable. The frog spends its first months of life entirely within this healing element and then emerges to rest on land. But no matter how earthly the frog becomes, its need for cleansing and rejuvenation is regular. Frogs tend to become overworked and undernourished, so it's vital that such a sensitive creature practices self-care. This card is a reminder that water helps us cleanse, forgive, and release. Time to dive in. Okay, so visit a lake, river, ocean, or bathhouse, Jupiter in Aries. Okay. Whatever kind of like water is in your area, it's time to kind of, get in the water, and sometimes it's good to bring an offering to an ocean, not so much a lake, but maybe even a lake you could bring a little bit of alcohol, or some grapes or something like that. But say, like, with this offering, I release energy that is not mine to carry. I release myself from baggage that is holding me back from, being in alignment with my higher self. You can just like say whatever kind of comes to your heart. But yeah, that's a great way to kind of cleanse and release energies that could be sort of weighing you down. All right, so Jupiter in Aries, the last card you got was the Sea Serpent. Okay, so the Sea Serpent is the second chakra, that's the sacral chakra. The subtle energy of the Sea Serpent occupies the area of the, I can't really say it right, Svadhisthana chakra, located deep within the pelvic bowl. This chakra is known as our center of creativity and desire, and is associated with the water element. Svadhisthana translates as in her own abode, indicating this chakra is the home of the divine mother, or Kundalini energy. Okay, so the Sea Serpent also represents healing emotional wounds and expressing desires. Okay, so Jupiter in Aries, this could indicate maybe some work on your sacral chakra. This could mean, affirmations, using crystals, just kind of holding your hands, right down there, kind of below your navel. A lot of times there's sort of built up emotions held there. So like fear, guilt, shame are sort of kind of built up in that area. And that definitely will block the energy from moving upwards. So that could be an indication, Jupiter in Aries, it's time to kind of do some sacral chakra work. This could also just mean, meditating, using a mantra. I believe it's VAM. So, VAM. And then there's certain mudras too, like hand placements. I think this one on your lap is for the sacral chakra. So yeah, look into it. It's definitely worth it to try to heal and rebalance the sacral chakra. If you're into that kind of thing. And then it'll also help you, because it's where your emotions are. Oftentimes when we alchemize our emotions, it will be through some sort of artwork, or, creativity, right? Or speaking our mind. So oftentimes if the sacral chakra is blocked, then we'll have a hard time, with the upper chakras. So the solar plexus, which is like sort of will and kind of getting things done, the heart chakra, you know, which is love, acceptance, you know, peace. And then the throat chakra, which is kind of expression, how you express, right? So if there's a little difficulty in self-expression, um, you know, it might not just be, oh, I need to work on my throat chakra, right? You know, make sure that the sacral chakra is healed so that the energy can move up, and then, you know, you can express yourself through whatever, you know, creative endeavor you got going on. Okay, so that is that one. We're going to move on, Jupiter and Aries, to the Ancestral Path Tarot. I like this deck. It's a little bit big, but it's kind of like fun because it's so big. Wow, this incense is really coming at me strong. All right, so Jupiter in Aries. Just kind of cleanse these a little bit. All right. Jupiter in Aries. What does Jupiter in Aries need to know right now? What is for their best and highest good? What is the message that they need to hear right now? Spirit, please give me the intuition, the wisdom, and understanding to relay these messages as clearly and concisely as I can. What does Jupiter in Aries need to know right now? Okay, that flew halfway across the room. Let's see here. Oh my goodness. Oh. Okay. All right, we got Four of Cups. Four of Cups looking, you know, a little defeated. Four of Cups. You know, things maybe not quite working out the way you want them to. Four of Cups. I mean, Jupiter in Aries. Jupiter in Aries. All right. And then we've got the Nine of Staves. Let's see if I can, there we go. Nine of Staves. So the staves in this deck is the wands. And the wands represent, you know, passion and desire. So with the Nine of Staves, and I'll look in the book too, you know, it looks like he's putting in some work, but it's not, the harvest isn't as abundant as he would like. Okay, one more card for Jupiter and Aries. Jupiter and Aries. One more card for Jupiter in Aries. One more card for Jupiter in Aries. One more card for Jupiter in Aries. Okay. Oh, and the Tower. The Tower, which is kind of big change, a crisis, a major life event that's unexpected. Okay, and so then under the deck, we have Nine of Swords. Okay. So let's take a look. Okay, so Jupiter in Aries. We're going to start with the Four of Cups. Okay. All right. So there could be some discontent, boredom, laziness, weariness, loss of hope. Okay. There might be some illness or just kind of needing sort of like a spiritual replenishment, which, the frog card, which it said, go to like an ocean or a lake for spiritual cleansing and working on the sacral chakra. So yeah, this is kind of in line with those recommendations. With the Four of Cups, there could be maybe a tendency to want to escape using alcohol and drugs, just to kind of cope. Yeah, so there could be some heavy energy around you. In which case, again, the cleansing by going to the water. Also, just try to engage in self-care practices, things that nourish your spirit and that kind of thing. Try to stay away from people who, or not stay away, but just be mindful of people who kind of screw with your energy. Okay. Yeah, so 9 of Staves is hard physical labor that may produce weariness, exhaustion, fatigue, or even illness. The need to break or rest from a project. Okay, so maybe Jupiter and Aries, you're a little weary. Just be mindful of your health, your mental health, your emotional health, your physical health. Try not to overdo it in any area really, but like in particular, with vices, maybe, eating really unhealthy or drinking a lot. Just kind of, just be mindful that that's not going to help you in the long run. But I'm not talking about like a little bit here and there. I'm talking about like really kind of overdoing it. And then we've got the Tower. Okay, so the Tower is unexpected and total sudden change, breaking down old beliefs and events that destroy one's foundations or basic beliefs. Time to rebuild from the ruins of the past, the breakdown to matter into its essential elements. Okay. A catastrophic event, but something that is needed for change. Okay. And let me see. I'm going to get some clarification for Jupiter and Aries. We're going to get some clarification here. Oh my goodness. Sorry, guys. Okay, so Jupiter and Aries, I want some clarification on this Tower card. Okay, Spirit, please give us clarification on the Tower for Jupiter and Aries. Okay, the Tower for Jupiter and Aries. Hi, Rojim. Greetings to you as well. Thanks for stopping by. We're doing Jupiter readings today. So wherever Jupiter is in your chart, we're going to go through the signs and see what Spirit has to tell us. Sorry, I was looking over at my daughter, who's probably making faces at me. All right, so Jupiter in Aries, the Tower card. Okay, planning, 2 of Wands. So this is to clarify the Tower card for Jupiter and Aries. We got the 2 of Wands, planning. so this doesn't mean that the Tower card won't happen if you like, oh, if I plan, the Tower moment won't happen. That's not what I'm saying. And that's not intuitively what this feels like. This feels like, um, you know, planning is, it also kind of shores up where you're at right now, right? Yes, you're getting ready for the future, but I feel like when you engage in planning, it also sort of, expands where you're at in the present moment. It takes the present moment and it really kind of fills it with sort of constructive action, right? So, when you're planning, you're really sort of like digging into your now moment with, this is like, what I can be doing right now in this moment to fulfill whatever it is, the dream that I have, right? So yeah, I feel like, you know, in this reading, Jupiter and Aries, there's definitely like a need to sort of like let go, cleanse. Um, you know, you've been working hard and you're kind of exhausted, maybe taking on other people's energies. The last thing that you want is, to kind of like burn yourself out and have a Tower moment over that. But it seems like with your ability to kind of like just take a deep breath, see what needs to be handled right now. Okay. See what you can kind of deal with right now. What can be worked on right now. And do what you can do. Right. But also, engaging in your self-care practices and all of that. But yeah, so the recommendation was getting to the ocean, the lake, the river, and cleaning off your energy that way. And then also to trust was another one that came up. Okay, so that's for Jupiter and Aries. I want to pick a chakra affirmation for you guys. Not sure where your Jupiter is. Yes, go check. Go check. I love doing these readings because it kind of gets people delving into their chart, because I think for a lot of us, we just, it's like, oh, okay, I know my sun and my moon. But, I feel like our whole chart really paints the picture of who we are, right? So thank you for your positive feedback. Okay, so we're going to pull a chakra affirmation for Jupiter and Aries. Jupiter and Aries. Okay, I allow creativity to flow through me freely. And that's the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra came up earlier in the animal spirit deck with the sacred serpent. And again, the sacral chakra. So Jupiter and Aries, please do some work on your sacral chakra. The affirmation that you can use if you like is, I allow creativity to flow through me freely. Okay, Jupiter and Aries. All right, we're going to move on to Jupiter in Taurus. Jupiter in Taurus. Okay. I'm going to just get a little bit of my tea. So how are you doing today? Rojim. Is it Rojim? Am I saying it right? I don't know. Anyway, okay. So so if you are Jupiter in Taurus, that means that the aspects, okay, good. The aspects that are expanded are as follows: cautious, loving, conventional, material, determined, efficient, industrious, persistent, reliable, patient, sensual, and warm. Okay, so if you're Jupiter in Taurus, these are the aspects of your personality that will be expanded, will maybe be where you find your spiritual blessings. Meaning, when you have challenges and setbacks, you can sort of rely on these aspects of yourself to get you through. Okay, very good. Very good. I'm glad you could stop by. Thank you. Okay, so for Jupiter and Taurus, we're asking Spirit, the divine, the spirit guides, angels, and ancestors of Jupiter and Taurus. Please give us some messages for Jupiter and Taurus that are timely and accurate for their best and highest good. What does Jupiter and Taurus need to hear right now about their energy? Anything to be mindful of? Okay. Let me see. All right. So Jupiter and Taurus. I don't know. I'm like looking where I can put things down. The Swan and the Snake. Okay, sounds good. All right. Bye, Regime. Yes, so the Snake and the Swan, right? So the Swan is definitely giving, the Swan is a water creature, but it's very beautiful. And Taurus is ruled by Venus, which is, the planet of love and things of value. And the Swan being very beautiful sort of reminds me of that Venus energy. And then the Snake here is encircling, I believe that's the flower of life, which is sacred geometry. You could be tapping into your Kundalini energy, Jupiter and Taurus. You could be it's encircling the flower of life. So you could be tapping into something that is sacred, something holy, something patterns maybe. Okay, let's read. So the Snake is the guardian of unawakened magic and creative potential. The snake is a symbol of our highest potential. It is said that Shakti, our creative life force, lies dormant at the base of our spine in the form of a coiled snake. Regardless of whether this image rings true for you, it's well worth considering the amount of unawakened or untapped potential within. What would life look like if you woke it up? How can you stir it from slumber? An experienced yoga or meditation teacher can lead the way. Make haste, the snake card appears when there is no more time to waste. Okay, so the recommendation is Kundalini yoga, or just really any type of yoga and meditation. Okay, and then we've got the Swan. The Swan is effortless creativity, sensitive mystic, elegant power. The Swan represents heightened creativity. In Hindu mythology, the goddess Saraswati, the embodiment of language, creativity, and artistry, rides on the back of this graceful creature. The Swan is ready to take us there to the fluid realm of writing, creating, and reflecting. This potent and healing energy is not to be taken for granted or taken lightly. When the swan card appears, your soul is calling for attention, for solo time. An inner voice is waiting to be heard, an inner vision likely to be revealed. All right, so the recommendation is alone time and writing. Okay, so we've got meditation, yoga, alone time, writing. It sounds like Jupiter and Taurus, that spirit is indicating that, now is probably not the time to, go out and party, be with a lot of people, and, binging on Netflix and, listening to endless podcasts. So it sounds like Jupiter and Taurus, the energy for you right now is, to cultivate your own energy, right? So, you've got the practices that will help sort of wake up that kundalini energy inside you through meditation and yoga, and really sort of tapping into your voice, your true expression, your highest truth, which is more kind of like the throat chakra. And really like allowing yourself to receive messages from your higher self through intuition, okay, with the alone time suggestion. All right, so Jupiter and Taurus, we're going to move on to the Ancestral Path Tarot. We're going to move on to the Ancestral Path Tarot. Jupiter in Taurus. Jupiter in Taurus. All right, Spirit, what can you tell us for Jupiter in Taurus? Spirit, please help me to deliver these messages with understanding and wisdom. Please allow me to tap into my intuitive sense when reading these cards. Please give us a timely and accurate message for Jupiter in Taurus. Jupiter and Taurus, what do they need to hear right now for their best and highest good? Okay. What does Jupiter and Taurus need to hear right now for their best and highest good? All right, let's see. Okay, we've got... Ooh, you got two major arcana cards, Jupiter and Taurus. You've got the Wheel of Fortune and the Hierophant. Okay, so, the Wheel of Fortune speaks to cycles, phases, something being like kind of going full circle. And the Hierophant is, a trusted process, ritual, tradition, sort of like following the leader, not reinventing the wheel. So, this could mean, and I'm going to look at the little booklet, but this could mean that Jupiter and Taurus, that, you are on the precipice of, ending a cycle, and you're starting a new cycle that is tied to your abundance and your blessings, because this is a Jupiter reading. And that part of the path, I think I'm going to pull one more card, actually, because I think I pulled three. Part of the path is for you to sort of tap into something that is based on principles that have been established and ways of doing things that have been established. So, this could mean tapping into sort of how your ancient ancestors did things, or kind of just studying something that is trusted and, like is a reliable source for information, or, a reliable source for whatever it is you're going into. It's trusted, it's reliable, it's known, it's established, right? um so yeah, we're gonna get one more card for Jupiter in Taurus, one more card for Jupiter in Taurus, one more card for Jupiter in Taurus. Jupiter in Taurus. Jupiter in Taurus, one more card. Oop, that's too many. One more card. Okay. Okay, Two of Swords. The Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is that choices, making a choice. There's something about this where she's resting, but she's ready. Right? Resting but ready. That's what keeps coming to mind. And then look at all of these, these beautiful flowers. And her dress is very beautiful, so that's definitely giving me Taurus energy. All right. So let's dive into the book to get a little bit more clarity. Okay, so the Wheel of Fortune is fortune, fate, destiny, cycles, luck, and spirals. Unlimited possibilities for good. Seasons of being. Recognition of the cyclic nature of life. All right, so yeah, you could be kind of going into a different cycle right now. And I think it could be tied to being some sort of trusted person in your community. So the Hierophant is a spiritual leader or teacher, connection with the infinite, sacred, divine, messages from non-rational sources, insights gained by life experience, self-acceptance, maturity, ritual and ceremony, the outer forms of worship, spiritual activities and doctrine, the bestowal of blessings, forgiveness, or absolution from a spiritual leader. Okay, so Jupiter and Taurus, depending where you're at in terms of, your spiritual journey, this could mean that you are the trusted person, to kind of bring, the spiritual awakening to others, or kind of assist others in their spiritual awakening. Yeah. Okay, and then the Two of Swords. Two of Swords. All right, a stalemate. A difficult choice must be made at this time. However, no decision resolves the issue or problem. Okay, so a choice, some sort of choice to be made. Should we get a clarification? I think we will, because Aries got a clarification. All right. So let's get a clarification for the Two of Swords for Jupiter and Taurus. Clarification for the Two of Swords, Jupiter in Taurus. Jupiter in Taurus. Clarification for the Two of Swords. What decision are they making here? Can you tell us a little bit more about the choice that they need to make? All right. Okay. Determination. The Prince of Swords. So this definitely has to do, I think, with some sort of, I mean, the sword represents thoughts and beliefs, right? So one more for the Two of Swords for Jupiter in Taurus. So determination is one. Oh, and then the Tower. The Tower. Well, okay. So do you choose the Tower? I mean, I guess if you're stuck to something that's old and outdated, a belief system, I mean, really, because it's sword energy. It's really like thoughts and beliefs. So if you're stuck to outdated thoughts and beliefs, you could, bring about a Tower moment. And it's kind of seems like the the determination, so it's going to require like being conscientious, being mindful, being determined that you choose, your best and highest good over anything else. Okay, so that's what I got for you, Jupiter in Taurus. Okay, we're going to move on to an affirmation card. An affirmation card for Jupiter in Taurus. Okay, so we have, I am grateful for all the goodness in my life. Okay, give gratitude, Jupiter in Taurus. Give gratitude. I am grateful for all of the goodness in my life. That is your affirmation, Jupiter in Taurus. Okay, so we're going to move on to Jupiter in Gemini. All right. So if your Jupiter is in Gemini, you are adaptable. Let me rephrase that. If your Jupiter is in Gemini, these aspects could be where your spiritual blessings reside. These aspects of your personality are magnified or expanded. So these are very much a part of, the tools that you can use when you have setbacks or you experience adversity. These are sort of like reliable aspects of who you are. Okay, so you are adaptable, articulate, communicative, clever, curious, dexterous, flexible, intellectual, lively, witty, talkative, versatile, and changeable. Okay, Jupiter in Gemini. JJ, Jupiter in Gemini. That's my dog, Max. Okay, so I did not even ask yet, but Spirit, please give us a timely and accurate message for Jupiter in Gemini. Timely and accurate message for Jupiter. We'll get one more for Jupiter in Gemini. One more card for Jupiter in Gemini. Please give them a message for their best and highest good. Something that they need to know right now. Jupiter in Gemini. What do they need to hear right now for their best and highest good? All right. Okay. So we got some cards. Let's see. We have the butterfly, the sea serpent, and the horse. Okay, so Jupiter and Gemini. You're going through a transformation. Okay. Obviously, the butterfly represents change, transformation. This card asks for you to be gentle with yourself at this time. Try to engage in routines that will nourish your spirit. I do remember from the book, it says to adopt rituals and routines that kind of like help to keep you grounded. Okay. Because sorry, there's like some guy screaming outside. I was distracted. I live on a pretty busy street. Um, yeah. So, the butterfly, when this comes in, it's indicating for you to ground yourself in kind of self-care routines. Um, this will help you to feel, like you're in a safe cocoon. Okay. And so part of what it means to be in a safe cocoon is kind of just having some sort of regularity in your day, because it's kind of the ups and downs, like the things that you're not really sure about. You will be in a much more fragile state if you're not grounding yourself to kind of rituals and routines that help to give you a little bit more structure, give you a little bit more, like I keep thinking like just being grounded, right? Yeah, so the sea serpent is a spirit animal in this deck that speaks to the awakening of your kundalini in your sacral chakra. Okay, and I will read from the book. I will read this one from the book. So yeah, the sea serpent is the energy of expression, whether it be emotions, creativity, sensuality, or desire. So, when out of balance, or when the sacral chakra needs to be healed, it could be the place where you're holding like fear, guilt, shame, doubt, that kind of stuff. So this is definitely an indication if you're not doing any energy work or healing, balancing of your chakras, you should kind of look into that. Right. So, when you can kind of clear up the sacral chakra, that's when the energy can flow up to the other chakras. Okay. So, like I mentioned, this came out for Jupiter and Aries. If you have a blockage in your sacral, that means the energy is not getting to the solar, the heart, the throat, right? So, it will lead to imbalances of the other chakras. So, you know, it's also should be noted that the sea serpent or the sacral chakra is represented by, or, it has the water element. So again, emotions. And, when it's balanced, you can kind of think of like the ocean, being calm, right? So it's like even if things around you seem turbulent, your ability to kind of like stay in a calm, neutral zone will allow you to, stay in alignment and tap into kind of what you need to be doing in that situation intuitively. Okay. Also, it is the area of creativity. So with your throat, that is, once the sacral and the throat chakra are healed and in balance, that's when you can be able to speak your truth, um, share whatever it is that you use to express yourself, whatever tools, if it's art, music, healing, whatever it is that you do, kind of creatively, and like bringing to the collective as, your part in all of this. Healing the sacral chakra will, allow you to kind of transmute maybe the energies of fear, shame, doubt, will allow you to kind of transmute that into something creative, something that can benefit the collective. Okay. All right. Then we got the horse for Jupiter in Gemini. The horse. Okay. The horse represents momentum, freedom, expansive energy, and force. Okay. The horse represents the most masterful form of earth energy in the deck. It provides us with momentum, so reliable, so supportive that you can ride on its back towards any goal. Okay. A horse personality is fully awakened, fully alive, and cannot be defeated. The horse's freedom becomes available to us when we hone and collect our energy through daily practices such as exercise and meditation. Okay. So, in order for the horse to have that kind of energy where it, that forceful steamroller type of energy, it's important for it to engage in certain practices that move the energy with inside of it, such as like, yoga or any kind of like physical activity. The book suggests strength training, so whatever that looks like for you, some sort of like physical fitness. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to move on to, what are we moving on to? Jupiter and Gemini. We're going to move on to our ancestral path deck. Okay. So the ancestral path deck for Jupiter and Gemini. What does Jupiter and Gemini need to hear right now for their best and highest good? I ask Spirit to give us timely and accurate messages for Jupiter and Gemini. Help me to deliver the message with wisdom and understanding. All right. A few more cards for Jupiter and Gemini. Jupiter in Gemini. Whoops, that's way too many. Way too many. All right, let's try this again. This deck is like really big, but I love like that the pictures are so big, so it's kind of like nice to use on camera. All right, so Jupiter in Gemini. That feels like too many cards too. Jupiter in Gemini. Jupiter in Gemini. All right, one more card for Jupiter and Gemini. Jupiter in Gemini. All right. Let's see here. So we've got the Two of Cups. the Star, and the King of Cups for Jupiter in Gemini. Okay, so with the Two of Cups, there's some sort of, connection being healed. So this could either mean that you're healing and releasing any energy around a relationship that maybe didn't end great, or this could mean like a reconnecting or rekindling of a relationship. This could also mean some sort of divine connection coming through. But it's definitely like a happy, a healed, a beautiful connection, either romantic or platonic. And then with the Star, this is, blessings and kind of spiritual blessings, spiritual abundance. The energy of a star, right, is enduring. So that's a really beautiful energy with the Two of Cups. Okay, so that could mean some sort of like divine union, soulmate. I don't really even know what a twin flame is, so I'm not gonna kind of put that out there, but maybe that if that's what you believe in. And then with the King of Cups here, the King of Cups is thoughtful and learned, and kind of knows when to, use his passions, or like kind of has his emotions under control. Okay. Sorry, just trying to get in a kind of comfortable spot. The King of Cups, has his emotions under control, has worked over his lifetime. So this could be you, Jupiter in Gemini, are the King of Cups, or it could say something about the divine union that is going to occur. So I want to get some clarity on that. Really quickly, I want to look at the book. Okay. So the Two of Cups is love, marriage, friendship renewed, reciprocal affection or passion, reunion, reconciliation, bonds of affinity, sympathy, understanding. Okay. And then the Star is trust in oneself, the universe, giving of oneself unstingily, without regret, fear, or loss. A refreshingly quiet phase in one's life, infused with joy and outward directed activity. Okay. So, something about this connection is sort of going to spawn you to kind of begin to trust in yourself a little bit more, and give, and give. Like, maybe you've been holding back. Maybe that's part of the transformation. Okay, is like sort of letting go of certain emotions that you've been holding on to. And you're kind of ready to move forward with like conviction and force. You're like ready to get out the gate and give. It's my dog chasing flies. And then the King of Cups. The King of Cups, like I said, responsible, learned, powerful emotions, but has developed control over them. Okay. So this emotional mastery is used to unleash emotion at appropriate times. So when you need to be, rough, or you need to be aggressive, you can do that. Or when you need to be gentle and thoughtful, you can do that too. All right, I'm going to grab a clarification for the King of Cups. Clarification for the King of Cups. Ooh, okay, that's a lot. That's a lot of cards. All right, so for Jupiter and Gemini, let's have a clarification. Jupiter and Gemini, clarification for the King of Cups. That one wants to come out. Okay, reliability. The Prince of Discs, which is the Prince of Pentacles, or the Page of Pentacles. Well, no, it's not the Page. It's the Knight of Pentacles. That's right, the Knight of Pentacles in like the regular tarot deck. Judgment. All right, so yeah, I mean, it feels like whether it's you or somebody else, the King of Cups, this is it's a fated, with the Judgment card and the Prince of Discs or Knight of Pentacles. You can rest assured that, the divine union coming in, it's for your favor, and this will either help you become stronger in some way. That feels like what that is. It feels like that's what it is. That this whole situation that's coming in terms of a connection, will help you to kind of like move forward in your purpose, to have faith in yourself, to have faith in the universe, and to kind of like, sort of know what you need to do to move forward with confidence and conviction, right? So this is a really great place for you, Jupiter and Gemini. That's a really, really good place to be. So congratulations. Keep going. You're doing it. We're going to grab an affirmation card for you, Jupiter and Gemini. So one affirmation for Jupiter and Gemini. Let's see. Jupiter and Gemini. Jupiter in Gemini. I seek experiences that nourish my spirit. Okay, so that's your affirmation card. Jupiter in Gemini. Okay, I did 3 signs. I think I'm going to log off and do another 3 in a little bit. I'm going to get something to eat and just kind of get myself together. But yeah, so I hope that you enjoyed this reading, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.